Hey guys, I'm here in my house. It's kind of hot outside, so I'm trying to stay in and stay cool. Um, 7-0. Wow. Um, I don't think anybody saw this coming. Yeah, there's some people who said that they thought Chile would win like 2-1 or 2-0, but a blowout and more importantly, 7-0. Anyone here that said they saw a scoreline like this happening, get the fuck out. Because they'd be lying. Nobody saw this coming. And it's hard to really analyze if this can be summed up more as Mexico dropping the ball and Juan Carlos Osorio getting his tactics completely wrong, or if Chile is a side that has finally kicked it into high gear and is finally finding their foothold in this tournament and is peaking at just the right time. Because if it's the latter, if it's the case that Chile have finally found their mojo in this tournament, they can win this whole thing. We could see another rematch of Argentina Chile, both from earlier in the group stage and from last year's Copa America final, and we could see Chile successfully retain this title. All bets are off the table now, guys. Uh, Eduardo Vargas had a fantastic performance, and just based on that one game alone, he has a very good chance of winning the Golden Boot now, because he now has 6 goals throughout this competition. Uh, Sanchez, Diaz, Arturo Vidal, Puk, all had amazing performances. I think all of them got on the board on the score sheet. And Mexico, after the third goal went in, I wouldn't say necessarily at halftime when it was 2-0, but in the 49th minute in the second half, when Mexico went down 3-0, they just deflated like a beach volleyball that has no air in it. I think they knew at that point they were screwed. And not to take any credit away from Chile, but once Mexico went down, I would say about 3-0, they didn't play like themselves. They just accepted defeat. You saw it. The atmosphere in the stadium was completely sucked of any positivity. The fans stopped getting really into the game and, saying puto every time Chile, Claudio Bravo kicked the ball out. Mexico just looked like it had been hit by lightning. And honestly, they might as well have been hit by lightning because this Chilean attack just completely, utterly overwhelmed them. And Ochoa could do nothing about it. He's a great goalkeeper, but he could do nothing about it because his team just collapsed. And you knew the game was over once that third goal went in. Some people say the game was over when it was 2-0 at halftime. Be a little bit more lenient. I think it was over when it became 3-0. But this Mexican team just didn't know what to do with itself. And you saw on the sideline the bench was silent. Juan Carlos Osorio had no idea what the fuck was going on. And this is a team that got so used to winning. Going on a 23-game undefeated streak. Hadn't lost a game since the beginning of last year, 2015. To go from that long of a winning streak, an undefeated streak, to not only losing that streak, but having that streak come to a violent, screeching halt. I mean, that was an enormous wake-up call for this Mexican side. It was a train wreck. And it's probably going to go down as the most humiliating defeat in Mexican football history, or at least modern-day contemporary Mexican footballing history. I mean, I think some of the commentators were saying this is Mexico's biggest competitive loss in history in any tournament. They might have lost a few friendly games sometime in the last 100 years by that kind of scoreline, but in a competitive environment, competitive match, biggest defeat for them ever. Chile pretty much pulled a Germany on them, and Mexico played the role of Brazil, a la 2014. Um, it's a huge loss because not only they go out in the quarterfinals, but to go out in such a fashion is really, really harsh. And Chile fully deserved to win this match based on the way they played. Other than the fact that Arturo Vidal is going to miss the semifinal, Chile has to win that match against Colombia. They have to win it. You don't. Here's the thing. You don't put on that kind of performance and win by that large of a margin and then lose your next match in the semis. You don't do that. It piles on the pressure more on this Chilean team, but that's okay. I think they can handle it. They should beat Colombia, guys. They should beat Colombia. I know Arturo Vidal, like I just said, and I think Diaz as well is not going to be there, but they have enough going forward to beat Colombia. The only concern I have is their defense, which Colombia might exploit on the counter. But it's the same case, guys, when Germany defeated Brazil 2 years ago, 7-1. Everyone said after that semifinal, if they had gone on to lose the final against Argentina, it would have been a big failure. When you put in a performance like that, you have to get to the final. Chile has to get to the final. And if they don't, then maybe this result was just a matter of more so due to Mexico's collapse than Chile's rise. But that still needs to be determined. We have to wait and see what happens. It's looking like it's going to be an Argentina-Chile final again. That's not a prediction, by the way. It's not a prediction. But on paper, at least, and based on recent performances, that's what it should be. In all honesty, it should be a rematch of the Copa America final from last year, and all bets are off the table as far as what happens in that game. But for Mexico, all I can say is, don't fire Juan Carlos Osorio. Don't fire him based on this one result. It was a bad result, a horrible result. But this guy, he helped build that undefeated run, and he made several smart tactical changes in the games against Venezuela and Jamaica, bringing on Oribe Peralta and Jesus Tecacito Corona. He's a decent manager. I think he should be given more time. He's been at the helm for 6-7 months now. So this performance, this loss, it's not entirely upon him. It's not entirely his fault. So I think he should be given a chance to take a look at this and try to rebuild this team moving forward once they focus on World Cup qualifying games that commence in September. But yeah, man, this result was unbelievable, one for the ages, and that's my thoughts on this outcome. Very quickly, moving to the Euros, we have 2 games today. Group B finishes up. We have Wales against Russia, England against Slovakia. England should win today. They should beat Slovakia. I don't think it's going to be comfortable because Slovakia is desperate to get a point, because a point would give them 4. I would almost guarantee they advance it at least as one of the best third place teams. So I'm not going to go into detail about tactics and lineups and how the two teams match up, because the match is about to start any minute now, I think, like 10 minutes. But all I'm going to say is I think England will win. Scoreline, maybe 2-0. And for Wales, Russia, This is a match that Wales should win based on the way Russia has been poor this tournament. But something about it's just a gut feeling. Russia, give them credit. In the two games in this tournament so far, they've managed to score last minute goals. And even in their last match against Slovakia, where they were losing 2-0, they almost managed to tie the game after they got a goal back and then struck the post in the final couple of minutes. They stole a point against England. They seem like a team that can manage to steal a result out of thin air. So Wales need to be careful. Wales are the better team. They should win this. But I'm going to go with a little bit of a bold prediction. There's a good chance that I'm going to be wrong about this one. A really good chance. But it's no fun making predictions if you don't take some risks sometimes. I like taking risks. I'm going to say Russia steals a victory today because they need it more than Wales does. I'm going to say they win 1-0. So I think England's going to beat Slovakia, and I'm going out on a limb here. I'm going to say Russia beat Wales, even though Wales is a fairly better team. And Russia will finish second in this group and advance with 4 points. And Wales will finish in third with 3 points. Slovakia also with 3 points, but in last place because they lost to Wales. And the tiebreaker in the Euros is head-to-head result. So that's my prediction. England and Russia should go through. I'm going to make another video later today on my reactions to 3 Euro games, which are France versus Switzerland, Romania, Albania from yesterday, as well as Austria, Portugal. So leave a comment below, like, subscribe, and some feedback. What did you think of Chile's slashing of Mexico? What do you think about the Euro games later today? Let me know below. Till then, see you later today. Peace out, everybody. And sorry about not making any videos yesterday. I just kind of wanted a day off because it gets really tiresome and overwhelming making videos every single day. So that was a nice break I had. So go out, enjoy the day, enjoy the football games, and enjoy the Euros. Copa America matches don't start up for another couple days. So, yeah. Again, see you later. Peace.